G'day guys, Matt here again, the start of another week. We've just had our Monday morning meeting. That's where we try and get some sort of organisation happening for what's going on for the week. Yeah, just got a few jobs that we've had to just put on the back burner a bit. We're just got a bit of pressure while it's drying out. We've trying to get as much work as we can with the dozers. So like the problem we've been having for the last probably 5-6 weeks is it just keeps raining every week. And so by the time it dries out, it's wet again. We had 3 years of drought a couple of years ago, so got to be thankful for the rain, even though sometimes it's a bit too much. But we know other parts of the world are struggling with not enough rain, so it's just part of farming. Some people get too much and some people don't get enough. We've made a start on the planter here, going through it, but yeah, we're just obviously we've got some other priorities happening at the minute. Yeah, we're just putting the discs on the coulters here. You can see got a bit more beef on them now while they're new. It's not very much compared to new one there. So yeah, really, we were starting to really notice it this last season, just not being able to cut the straw in front of the tine there. It was just sort of pushing it into the dirt, not actually cutting it. That's all got to still happen. The main probably news is we're hoping to finish off the welding of the dozer lugs today, and then possibly tomorrow or Wednesday both dozers will head over to a neighbour's place and start working there. The header is virtually done. We've just got to wait on a couple of bits for the feeder house. And they had to come from overseas, so we don't know when they'll be here. But yeah, so once we get those, we can put that on the feeder house and then put the feeder house on the header. And then that one's pretty well all done. Righto, we're off to do some spraying. Basically the same brew we were doing at the development block, we're just going to be doing on the one paddock of the lease block. So going to be in the rogator doing that. So yeah, should get over it a little bit quick hopefully. I'll get it done this afternoon. Well, we're nearly finished the spraying here at the lease block in the rogator, and yeah, this is the paddock over here. We just rushed in to get a bit of seed in there before it rained, so it's actually come up really well. It was only going in maybe ½ inch, if that. A fair bit of it was actually on the surface and we wondered whether it would come up, but it's actually come up really well. Tiny Tour's on the move. Certainly cutting bigger tracks now with the new lugs. We've just been waiting on Brad, but he's arrived, so just going to go through the gate there and along the grass country, and then be on the way. Just got some thick conveyor belt on the road here, so not to damage it. So in this way too, if a car does come, we can let it go through because they can just drive over this. But no, it works quite well. Thankfully the gates are wide enough here. It can be a bit tricky manoeuvring through small gates. Yeah, I just had to take over from Phil for the last little bit of the trip. We're here at the destination, and yeah, it's just when we're walking them a bit, you're going through a bit of grass. Often, yeah, it sucks up a bit of grass into the radiator. So yeah, we've got the compressor here already. Give it a quick blowout, and yeah, and see what the plan is here. Yeah, so while we're in here, thought I might just give a quick run through of what's what, just for those that have never been in one of these before. So these are the N series, so yeah, they're the first of the D11s basically. So these are about 30-year-old. Yeah, so we've got the steering clutches and brake levers here. So how we steer it is when you're going along, you just pull it halfway and that activates the clutch on the left-hand side. So that means if you're just traveling along, there'll be no drive on the left-hand side, which will make you turn left just slightly, but often you need to turn a bit sharper or whatever, so you pull that the whole way back and that engages the brake for the left-hand side. So that's when you screw around. So yeah, and this is your power shift. So you got your first, second and third, forwards and backwards. So yeah, that's usually your work in first and second. Hard pushing is obviously all in first. And so yeah, we've got the dash, just your gauges and things. This is your throttle, so you pull that towards us and that's your throttle. And your decelerator is this one down here, so it's the opposite to an accelerator. So if I pull that down, I've got my foot on the decelerator, so the revs aren't changing. But if I let that up, it'll rev up a bit. So yeah, it's really handy that, just for at the end of a push, you want to just decelerate it when you change gears or whatever. You got your brake there obviously, and this is your joystick. So you pull it back to lift the blade up. So you can see there, pull it up, down, and you go side to side is your tilt. And then there's a little trigger at the front here. So if I hold that down and go side to side, you might be able to just see, but that moves the pitch of the blade. So that angles the blade forwards or backwards. And yeah, then your ripper controls here. So yeah, you go forward to move the shank in, backwards to move the shank out, and then just side to side is your up and down for your ripper. So yeah, so that's a very quick overview of how we operate it. We've got a few weeks worth of work here. It's a little bit hazy and yeah, they're talking a bit of rain tonight, but yeah, this is the block. So yeah, this dirt is quite soft and yeah, obviously wet, so it's not ideal conditions, but yeah, we're just trying to get the bulk of it patched up. So a lot of these contours along here, you can see they're every 50 to 100 meters, and yeah, so a few of them are blown out just from those real heavy rain we had 6 months ago or something like that. Yeah, we can see Brad over there, just he's tidying up some of the contours up there, just checking that they're on grade, and yeah, going through and just building them up where they need it. And I've been just mucking around here and darting around trying to just fill in some of the gullies. So yeah, some of them are quite deep, so it's taking a little bit of time, but we've got the right machines for the job. So we're knocking off for the day. Brad just heading back there to the vehicles, and yeah, I don't think I'll be on the dozer tomorrow. I think Phil will be back on this, just depending whether we get too much rain or not. You can actually work these in a little bit of rain because you're actually cutting deeper than what the moisture from the rain is going. So if you keep pushing with it, you can actually work in a fair bit of rain. But obviously there's a limit to that. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes tomorrow. Well, found out what I was doing this morning. Got the concrete pad going in for the silos here at the development block. So yeah, we got the cement trucks just behind me, and yeah, get it done today. A cement truck got bogged coming through on the road, so we're just heading down in the dump truck. It's a bit easier to pull out with the dump truck because everything's automatic, so it yeah, you can just be nice and gentle, and it's 6-wheel drive, so you got plenty of grip. So we're just heading down there now and see if we can get him out. Yeah, so that's the first one heading back. So we just put out the one coming in, left some good tracks. Yeah, we forgot to put a drum, well, I forgot to put a drum over this road because it was a bit soft, so had been going around there. Anyway, a bit more road repairs coming up, I think. We've got the old Versi earning her keep. Yeah, so we're just having a bit of fun here with the wet. So just got to try a few different ways to get to the pad just to finish off. Yeah, I think there's one more truck coming after this, but yeah, it's making a bit of a mess, but we got the old Versi over there just in case. Had to use it a couple of times. We've had the welding channel recently, now it's the concreting channel. So yep, we're underway here with the cement pad. Had 2 of them got bogged getting here, and we've had to pull a couple out. Just as you can see, a bit of an angle there. Have to back in to get to the pad, and then it's just a bit of a steep bit there, so they're struggling to get out. Just because we had a couple of mil of rain last night, so making it a little bit greasy. That's it. Yeah, so while we're literally waiting for concrete to dry, yeah, this is the old 555. It's a 1981 model, I believe. It's got the Cummins 555 diesel in it, the V8 diesel. And yeah, she's used to be the main machine back in the day, 20-something years ago. But now it's virtually just restricted to light duties, so occasionally we might get the Kelly chains out, or yeah, just things like that. Handy for pulling things out of the mud. Had it for 20 or 30 years, so yeah, she's still going. These are about 210 or 220 horsepower, I think. So yeah, she's fairly well out muscled by most of the other tractors we got, but yeah, it's still handy just with the jewels on it. Floats really well on the ground, and yeah, if any of the other tractors break down, you can use this. If we had to put this on a chaser bin, it wouldn't be very nice without the power shift, but you could still use it. She's purring away still. So yeah, they're just finishing off. They pulled the forms off for half of it, but yeah, just finishing off this half, and yeah, then she'll all be done. Yeah guys, the concrete pad here is done. The boys left about an hour ago, and yeah, no, it's come up really well. So this is a 300mm thick slab, or about 12 inches. So yeah, there's probably nearly 150 tonne of concrete just in this slab. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the silos won't blow away. So yeah, we've got two 250 tonne silos going in here. So you can see those ones over there, they're about 45 or 46 tonne each. That's all the excitement for today. And that's probably the end of the video. So yeah, as always, keep hitting the like, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. it yeah, really helps to just gauge what you guys are interested in. Sort of a little bit haphazard style I do in some ways, because I'm not always where all the action's happening, and often when, a bit like when I was pulling out the cement trucks this morning, I was pretty tied up trying to pull them out, and yeah, I wasn't filming the whole lot. So I just try and get footage when I can. It's not always perfect, but yeah, work sort of has to come first. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying it, and we'll catch you in the next one.